So we are on the last session of this successful WAC, ninth WAC. So we have 15 minutes invited speech by a very renowned Ayurveda physician, Vd.Trilok Dhopeshwarkar sir, all the way from Pune, who has got training experience. I think many of you may be his shishyas who have learned Ayurveda practice, Ayurveda management from a famous Vaidya, Vd.Trilok Dhopeshwarkar sir. He has, first I invite sir to please come over the stage and take the seat. And let's complete his, he is Shishya of Vaidya Chudamani Madhav Kolatkar sir. Then, so quite huge, he has concised it, let me read it as it is, otherwise I may be doing injustice with it. Founder member of Panchakarma Department, Nanal Rugnalaya, Vidyarthi Mitra M.E. Kolatkar Pratishthan, Brahma Ayurveda Services, Global Ayurveda Foundation, Punarvasu Aushadha Shala, Brahma Ayurveda Sales, all this. He is the founder member of all this. He works specially in critical care. I need to highlight, and those who do not know about it, works specially in critical care. Asti Bhagna Chikitsa, he specializes in Asti Bhagna Chikitsa, emergencies and casualties. He is also ex-member of Academic Council, Tilak Ayurveda Maharashtra Vidyapeeth. He has got a vast teaching experience as well as in Tilak Ayurveda Maharashtra Vidyapeeth. And he is honored by late Dada Saheb Natekar Samajik Kritagnyata Puraskar, felicitated by Shri Raju Bhaiya Sarsanga Chalak RSS. He writes popular articles to popularize Ayurveda in different magazines and journals. He has done many paper presentations. He is the guru of most of the gurus present here. I humbly request him to take over the stage for next 15 minutes on Gateway of Ayurveda for defense and sports. Please, sir.
Namaste. To give a justice to this subject is a difficult task. So I will be having a bullet train. That doesn't mean I will be going fast, but 100% stopping at prime centers, at the stations which are very much needed. Please. Who is responsible for one's status? Of course, oneself. Take an example from a labor to king, from a shopkeeper to Ambani, from a chai wala to PM, and from Samhitakar to BAMS degree holder who is working in a eminent hospital as a houseman. Next question is, who is honored? Who gets respect? The answer is the one who takes responsibility. Now my responsibility lies with sir, so for me he is respectable. The one who takes responsibility in critical conditions, the one who takes responsibility at terminal stages. Isn't it true? So are we taking such responsibilities in earthquake, landslide, flood victims, railway accidents, or in pandemic? Bharat being a land of origin of Ayurveda, still at terminal stages patients are being shifted to allopathy hospitals. Patients in critical conditions or casualties or fatal emergencies are not directed towards Ayurvedic treatment. Death with in Ayurvedic hospitals with Ayurvedic terminology are questioned. To my knowledge, to serve such conditions, there is not a single 24/7 running Ayurvedic hospital. From north to south, from east to west. Actually, we have witnessed the recent pandemic situation, and everybody has experienced how we have struggled to encash an opportunity with dignity. In such mishaps, you will see that next slide. Ideally, there should be Ayurvedic hospitals which will provide. Now the treatment is a patient is taken to a hospital, Ayurvedic hospital, where the Avagaha Kaksha is in such a large scale, Parisheka Kaksha is in such a large scale, and besides that, only Ayurvedic food is being given to that person or to that patient. Next one. We have also experienced gas tragedy also. In Dushtavayujanya Janapadodvamsa, a huge Dhupan Kaksha is needed. Next one. A hall for Dagdha or Jwara or Dushtavayujanya Vikara, very similar to Grishma Rutu Paricharya. We are having a Punarvasu Chikitsalaya over there, and one Pittaja Shirashul patient was there, and another treatment was not given, just his room was filled with Nishigandha, Mogra and all the Sugandhi Dravya, and it subsided. So the medicine was flowers and Gandha. For the Dagda Rugna, it should consist of actually banana leaves instead of Macintosh. Dressing of wounds should be with Shatadhauta Ghrita, and it should not have that picture that which we see in today's Dagda or burn sectors. Right now, we at Panchakarma Chikitsalaya and Punarvasu Chikitsalaya, and many of the students from Vaidya Chudamani, Vaidya Kollatkar are dealing with. You just see the pictures to what we are dealing with. These fracture patients and injury patients are common in both the institutes. And such kind of surgeries are every now and then they are actually these procedures they do happen in the clinics. Besides that, this is also a part of our Panchakarma Chikitsalaya, where the animals are also treated. So the question is, if an individual can handle these situations or these cases, just think what a team can do. This is how this is appeal to those who are building teams. And for this can be achieved only when individual health, social health, institution or education field, tradition, culture, beliefs, all these things are based on Ayurvedic principles. Now see, a tradition or a culture, it is something part of whole Ayurveda, as if, now I just give a simple example about the etiquettes. The written etiquettes in the Ayurveda text is, you should have Mala Visarjan in Utkatasana. Whereas what kind of systems we are having, and if the single thing is changed, see the economy behind that, what will happen to those who are doing commodes. They have to change the pan and whole the economy will change just because of the etiquettes given in the Ayurveda. What we need is Ayurvedic hospital with, unfortunately I have to say that, with Ayurvedic Nidan modulations, examination of Mala, Mutra, Sweda, Shukra, Artava, etc., Ayurvedic diet, which we just heard before this session, Ayurvedic regimen, and Ayurvedic infrastructure. The thing is that when we see the Ayurvedic Mala Mutra Parikshan, in Mala Mutra Parikshan, nobody, not a physician, actually sees the Mala. The stool is given for pathological investigations, and not a single, only Vaidya Katti at Nanded, he was asking to a person that bring your Mala, and he was examining the Mala and deciding the Roga Nidana and then giving the treatment. So, what is our responsibility? The responsibility is ours. And for that, what I may quote, Yasya Bhasha, Tasya Rashtraha, Yasya Paribhasha, Tasya Shastra. So, terminology and technical words should be from Ayurveda only. The only Ayurvedic terminology should be used. Now coming to, otherwise you may say that I am just waving off from the basic subject. Now coming to my this sports and defense thing, Vaidik Shamatva, developing immunity through Dinacharya, Rutucharya, Vyayam is better than investing money in acquiring artificial immunity. So, in current situation, the Ayurveda contribution in sports and defense is definitely questionable. Next one. Now, what is swasthya? When we meet each other, what we say? Kai kasa kai, bara hai ka? How are you? How do you do? So everybody is saying, yes, I am fine. But what is fine? There is a wide range for being a fine. So somebody says, I can bring a cylinder from corner to my home. Somebody says, I can push my vehicle. And some marathon runner is running a marathon on a hilltop. And whereas in Siachen, a soldier is standing over there. So such a wide range is there and everybody is saying, I am fine. So not having disease is a fine. But fineness has got a range and that should be dealt with. To give justice to this wide range of swasthya by a single drug or by a single karma is just impossible. It is out of question. So if you say, and if you ask me, sir, give some remedy for the sportsman, some karma to the soldier, it is just impossible. Now, for sports and for defense, I have tried in my studies that what is the commonest thing in these two sectors. So, type of sport, level of sport, and required skill set. So, required skill set for a swimmer and required skill set for a weightlifter will be different. And in defense, type of defense service, location, altitude and weather. So, one person is in submarine in deep Pacific Ocean and somebody has high altitude in Siachen and having minus 40 degrees temperature around him, and a post of soldier. For all those, diet, routine, physical ability, mental strength, Agni and Mala Shuddhi. So this is a deep and vast, it will require keen observations and interpretation, deep knowledge and wide range of the vision. It is needed. Ayurveda in sports, so it consists of Agni and Sharira Shuddhi. Now see, I have marked that Sharir Shuddhi and the Udgar Shuddhi Utsaho consist of these two main things. So Utsaha and Vegotsarga. Now everybody knows that how that Archimedes or Einstein, who came out of his Mala room, Shauchalay, saying Eureka, Eureka. So why it happened? So it actually triggers, Mala Shuddhi or triggers your Utsaha, your Kalpana Shakti, your imagination power. So for these two sectors, Utsaha is important and it is a result of Jirna Ahar. So a person should be having Jirna Ahar, his Agni should be very good. So again, the another thing is Vyayam, which is 100% complementary to both sectors. Karma Samarthya, it is needed in sports also and it is needed in defense also. So I tried to find out common criteria for both the sectors in my study, and the basic criteria are Prakriti and Saratha. Now see the photos. For a patient, for a person playing a chess, what he needs is patience and vision. Whereas in wrestling, you need strength, stamina, agility and courage to fight. So these gun, they are from Mausasar and Majjasar, whereas the patience is from Majjadhatu. A person who was very fatty just gave us a gold medal in Olympics. Why? So that is strength, speed and flexibility turned that fat into a med, which is a Sar med, and having a maximum flexibility and which can have a strength, which had a strength with Vyayam. So Vyayam and Saratva, both of them united, we had a gold medal for this event. Next one. Astisar, you can see that. By this we can say that Astisar and Majjasar Purush can become a good athlete. And Rasasar, Raktasar, a person can become a successful shooter or an archer. The mandatory qualities are 100% Bala and Dhairya, which are needed in sports and defense. So mandatory qualities are again Bala and Dhairya. So decision making power in no time is of utmost importance, and that can be rendered with Vata Prakriti and Majja Pradhan person will have that. So always we say that Vata Prakriti is bad one. It's not so. It is a Prakriti. When it is a Prakriti, it is a basic, fundamental, by default qualities of a person. I will quote this in a defense. For a Sattvasar person, or that characters are Smrutimant, Bhaktimant, Krutadnya, Pradnya, Shuchayo, Mahotsaha, Daksha, Dhira, and specially quoted Samara Vikranta Yodhinaha. A direct quote is there. Tyakta Vishadaha. Tyakta Vishadaha, my colleague had a shoot, he had a bullet in his chest, and I have to leave him and go further and fight my war. So I have to have that quality, Takta Vishadaha. Unless and until I don't have that, I can't move forward. I will be just sitting and crying like a simple person or a normal person, and he won't be a soldier. So, and Kalyana Bhinaveshi, if a lady is there and what you can say that enemy's wife is there or enemy's mother is there, what he has to do, he is not supposed to kill that lady. So he has to be Kalyana. Whatever may happen with another soldier, he has to rehabilitate that lady. So what I think that Sattvasar Sutra should be displayed in the NDA, National Defense Academy. Mein we have to quote this thing. Needs of this field: swasthya in adverse condition. So not a person who is having atisar can run. For him it is just impossible. So that is पुरुष के ऊपर ही बल अपना रहता है. तो a type of that deceased person cannot take part in the running race. And the same way, the one who is having Shwas cannot go to Siachen. So, need of the field is Swasthya in adverse conditions. So, principles to achieve this Swasthya in these adverse situations is nothing but there are two things: Sandukshit Agni, Shuddha Mala Anuloman. I don't say that Mala Anuloman, it is a Shuddha Mala Anuloman. And for that Shuddha, the Ahara should be, there should be a Jarana of the Ahara. Now, if we accept these things, because these two things are not quoted or not given in any other science than us, it is a beauty of our science. So, Sandukshit Agni and Shuddha Mala Anuloman. To way to achieve this acceptance of these principles, next one, this leads to acceptance of application of these principles. So we have to accept these principles. Then we can come over to this acceptance of the application for these things. And these are what could be the simplest thing. So that is foundation wall of Ayurveda is re-establishing of execution of Panchakarma, respect to Guru, Laghu and Shita Ushna Guna, that which might have been covered in previous Ahara session, and insistence of concept of Shuddha Mala. So these are the things are required to make big, great sportsman and very strong defense line. So before this, I am just concluding. I will conclude with an example. A small 19 years boy came to me, and actually you might have heard a plane missing in the Malaysian Sea. It's just 3-4 years before. It just vanished in the air. Nobody could know what happened to that airplane. And in that plane, the story of a boy who was actually a pilot of that plane, that boy's story is like this. That boy came to me and he said that I have passed the written examination for the Short Service Commission, and now I have been said that I am disqualified due to having more carrying angle. When there is a parade, the angle should be right near to the body, and my angle is little bit away from the body, and so that they have said that you are disqualified because in the line you will push the another soldier or another person. So that is why he was disqualified, just because of that. So he seated at the commandant's office thereby for 8 hours. So commandant say that we don't have any other chance, that you are disqualified. So now there should be something that I want to get into short service commissions. So then he said that there is one facility that if you can correct it within 15 days, and we will take your another exam for the fitness. And so the boy came to me, and we had a Parishek and Avagaha, and gave him Matra Basti, and give him rigorous Swedan and what in today's world we can say that physiotherapy, but we say that ayama vistara vriddhi. So that was he was treated like that, and on the 11th day he appeared for the examination of his physical test, and he passed into that whole thing. Then he admitted into short service commission. He had a training of 2 years, and then he was about to get the this Air Force training. And when he appeared for Air Force training, he had a motion sickness, high altitude sickness. He was vomiting now and then. Then from clinic to Delhi, he was given medicines to overcome that thing, and then he again passed, or he overcome that situation, and he passed that examination also, and then he become a pilot. And now what I am feeling, that how and why I helped him, because he and his plane crashed into Malaysia. And till now the government has said nothing about that. So still, what I may say, that practicing these things is will be successful in achieving our goals, and our sportsmen will bring almost all the gold medals, and we will be at the top of the list in the Olympics or in the world record, and nobody will dare to challenge our army, navy and air force if we incorporate our Ayurveda in our fashion, in our terminology, in our hospitals, in the way that text asks. Thank you very much.